Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kitty. I am a birth and postpartum doula, a registered general nurse, a lactation consultant, hypnobirthing educator and antenatal educator. Today I'm going to be talking about the top things that you can do to create a calm and positive birth environment. I hope you enjoy my video. If you're looking for more content like this on pregnancy, birth, breastfeeding and motherhood, please hit that little subscribe button and hit the notification bell down below if you don't want to miss any of my videos. So my tip number one for creating an environment that's conducive to a calm and positive birth is lighting. For those of you who've already completed my hypnobirthing course, you know I talk an awful lot about the hormones in birth. And one of those hormones that we don't talk about quite so often is melatonin. And of course, melatonin is released during those nighttime hours, typically when you would make a baby. Generally, that's when our babies like to make their appearance. So you're talking about kind of trying to replicate that same environment. So mood lighting, dimming the lights, turning on just the spotlight that generally comes down from the hospital ceilings, and just having that facing the corner of your room. Salt lamps emit a nice warm lighting, so they're lovely and cozy. Fairy lights or little LED candles. These things and more I have listed on my Amazon birth must-haves, so definitely check that out if you're looking for some ideas. So if you've seen some of my previous videos before, or if you've done my online e-course, you'll know all about one of the big concepts in hypnobirthing is about hacking your hormones. And one of the top hormones that we love talking about is oxytocin. And oxytocin thrives in an environment that makes you feel confident, calm and comfortable. So we're going to look at some of these elements and look at how we can adjust these elements that we're going to bring into your environment. So one of the first things that I love to adjust is lighting. This can be as simple as dimming the lights in the room, putting a few little LED tea lights around, or some fairy lights, some candles if you're labouring in your home environment can be really nice too. And the reason for this is just as you imagine your cat or dog when they're going to give birth, they like to wait for a calm, quiet and cozy atmosphere. So that often means that once the lights are dimmed, when our melatonin, which is one of the hormones that's released in our bodies when there's dim or dark lighting, is increased, our oxytocin is also increased, and these are two hormones that are precursors to the birthing process. You'll often find that women's labours will start just in the same time that they would generally make a baby, so that's a nice clear indicator for you. So my next tip is a little bit more tricky, and that goes with safety, privacy and security. So this can mean a lot of different things to many different people, but overall, to give you a general idea of why this is important, when you feel safe and you feel uninterrupted, your hormones, which are naturally released in your body when it comes to the birthing process, are going to be able to work to their optimal level. So when it comes to tips for how to create this, you're talking about making sure you really trust in your care provider. So making sure you've discussed what's important for you in your birth, creating your birth preferences list, and the top 3 things are going to be things that you want to really have spoken about with your care provider first, so that you know that you're both on the same page. The next thing is maybe considering a doula, so having somebody to advocate for you in the room who knows what your birth preferences are. Sometimes in the hospital setting, you can have a changeover of staff. Even if you are going privately, your hospital consultant might not be available on the day. They might be on call, or they might have been on call the day before. So you might have a new face, and having someone who's familiar to have that continuity of care can be really nice. So that can be a really lovely one. This also might mean having hushed voices, so having a little sign on the door that just says, if you're coming in to maybe doing the doctor's rounds, to please keep hushed voices and any unnecessary chatter to a minimum. This is a really easy thing to do, and can just mean conversing about this in one of your previous antenatal appointments. So the other little tip is to use your sense of smell. Now you may know or may not know that for many mamas, your sense of smell is heightened when you're in labour. So this can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. So for many mums, you're talking about bringing those comforting smells from home. So that might be using your own pillow, bringing your own comfortable dressing gown to kind of snuggle up in, or your own blanket. It might also mean using the tool of aromatherapy. So I would always recommend doing your own research on this one, or liaising with your local aromatherapist. But the top I suppose 4 oils that I love to use and I have in my birth doula kit are clary sage for amping up those surges if they've taken a little bit of a lull. I love lavender, rose and jasmine. They're my top 4. Oh, and peppermint when you reach that stage of transition and you're feeling a little bit nauseous. Awesome. But I would suggest, instead of slathering this all over your body in the massage oil version, putting 1 or 2 drops into a little napkin or a piece of tissue, and you can just inhale it, put 2 hands, inhale it like that, and then throw it away. Because sometimes, even though you might have quite enjoyed those scents in pregnancy, when it comes to labor, those scents are heightened and you might find them a little bit too much. So being able to just take it when you need it and get rid of it afterwards is a really nice way of doing that. So my next top tip is using warmth. So just imagine yourself, it's a freezing cold day, it's miserable outside. What do you want to do? If you're warm, you've got your cozy blanket around you and you're all snuggled up and you're feeling really relaxed. Or imagine getting into a nice hot bath. You can feel your muscles just totally relax away from you. If it's a cold day and you're not wearing enough clothes, everything's all tensed up. When you're all tensed up like that, our birthing hormones are put, there's a sort of a stop button on them. So your body is not going to be able to do what it naturally needs to be able to do when it's comfortable and relaxed. So the idea always is to get yourself in a scenario where your body feels comfortable, relaxed, safe, and uninhibited. So when you're warm, you can let all of that stuff flow. So some of my favorite ideas for this are a nice warm pack. So you can use a nice hot compress on your back, just in the same way that you would use it if you were getting your period and it was, that time of the month. You might use a hot pack on your lower belly or on your back. It can be really soothing and relaxing and let all the muscles relax right down. Hot bath or a hot shower if you don't have, if there is no hot bath available, is another really nice one. And other than that, it's just not making sure that you're wearing enough clothes. Wearing layers is a really nice idea when it comes to birth, because you can just remove them and put them on as you see fit, but making sure that you are warm enough during labor is really key. My next one, of course, is sound, and using sound to your advantage can be really amazing when it comes to your labor and helping things to go nice and smoothly. So this might be as simple as the sound of your partner reading out some birth affirmations to you to just reaffirm to you that you are the strong and amazing woman that he already knows. Other than that, things like hypnobirthing can be really good. Just having that positive sound in your ear, telling you that you can do this over and over again, and really speaking to that subconscious part of your mind is really, really beneficial. Of course, I would always recommend doing this from earlier on in your pregnancy, as opposed to just doing it on your birthday. Although if you haven't had time to do that and you are here and you are ready to pop, definitely doing it is not going to be it's not going to be a negative thing at all. It's never going to be a bad thing, but giving it plenty of time for it to do its magic and really work and speak and untie some of the negative connotations we have around birth is really imperative. If you're looking for some more information on hypnobirthing, how it works, and a little bit more about the course itself, I have a hypnobirthing e-course that you can check out down below, so I'll leave a little link down below. But it doesn't have to be that. It can be your favorite music. It can be a really nice process actually to, with your birthing partner, create a sort of a list of your favorite music using SoundCloud, using Spotify, creating a list of your favorite sort of meditation style music. It might just be the sound of rain, something that is familiar to you and relaxing to you. You might also want to consider creating a playlist that's really uplifting and really gives you the gusto in those final stages of labor where you need the energy that you didn't maybe have, and you're sort of tired after maybe a long process or a long birthing process, that you want something that's going to be uplifting and give you energy. So they're all really nice ideas of things that you can do to give you a sense of security, familiarity, to help those hormones work at their best to help you birth your baby. I hope you enjoyed all these different ideas, and if you're looking for any more ideas, please stay tuned and I'll give you some more in the upcoming videos.